So how was San Diego Comic-Con for everyone?
Dude,
It was awesome.
Yeah?
it gets better every year.
I was almost as tired as a normal San Diego by the end.
Almost as tired.
Well, because I ran
saying a lot.
I ran DK Econ with Dove, so we were on.
How was that?
It was great. It was awesome. It was really, really great. But we were on live stream for 43 hours. So,
oh man, did you get very many people coming and shopping in person?
No, we only had like 3, which is good.
I really wanted to. I wanted to come out and see, like, actually visit you guys, but I'm like, between the Pop Shop lives and just like everything else, like I'm like, man.
No, it was a really great show. Like, I think, I don't want to speak too much out of school, but like Dove hit or surpassed his Comic-Con numbers.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
It doesn't surprise me. I mean, like,
That makes sense, actually.
Yeah,
much wider audience.
Perfect sense.
Wider audience. I mean, that's like what I was saying on the show that he was on. It's like only a finite amount of people go to San Diego. Now you're increasing like throughout
everybody. Now you're opening it up to everybody.
Yeah, no, and it didn't work like I think we had planned. You know, the original plan that Dove wanted to do is it'll be like a booth and people will kind of come in and out. And people didn't really want to do that, which I'm not surprised. But the chat, like, people were hanging out all day as if it was just a 9-hour-long podcast. Like, people were just sitting there and we're talking on the chat and just listening. And the interviews were really great. And it was a really good event.
Being live for 9 hours straight.
Yeah,
for 5 days.
We're going to do it again for New York, for NYCC. We're going to tweak it a little. We're going to do more programming, so we'll actually have like pre-recorded things we can cut to. We'll have.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, we're going to have like some more. We had all the interviews were set up. There was an interview every hour, but we're going to have some of the other toy guys will actually run an interview of their own or have their own little segments, so we can actually go pee.
Some more kind of community.
Yeah, it'll be programmed more like a show. A TV show, unless like hey, it's a booth you wander by.
Is New York Comic-Con canceled?
I don't think so.
I don't think it is yet, but again, I don't want to speak out of school, but Dove was told in no uncertain terms he shouldn't go.
That falls in November too, right?
It's October.
No, that's October.
Yeah.
Late October. Oh no, early October.
It's usually early October, and so we have 2 shows still on the books. We have 3 technically. I'm not counting Decon. So it's two shows still on the books. New York Comic-Con.
That was a tell everybody.
Huh?
That was a tell everybody. You heard it here first. That was a tell.
You'll see.
Look at it.
You'll see.
You'll see.
Even more of a tell.
Oh God. Thanks everyone for joining us. Our 3 watchers right now. Hey everyone. No, but there's still New York Comic-Con still on the books, and then there's Los Angeles Comic-Con, which has sent out an email saying that they are pushing their show from the end of September to December 13th.
Yikes!
Oh yikes! Is that a Friday?
Oh God, I don't know. Is this?
I know, right?
December 13th, a Friday?
Probably not. Just had to ask.
You might.
I mean, they could be right.
Oh no, December 13th is a Sunday.
Okay.
That doesn't.
That's weird.
That doesn't make any sense either. I don't know. Anyway, but I think that was the dates that they said. But it's moving to December because they said it's like, I guess it's like 2 weeks before Christmas. So people get to do their holiday shopping.
Is that usually a 1-day show?
No, it's usually a 3-day.
A 3-day, yeah.
Okay.
Is that the Stan Lee Kamikaze, or is this a different? Okay.
Stan Lee Kamikaze now Los Angeles Comic-Con.
That show is. I did it with my comic book years and years and years ago, and it's like a swap meet essentially. Like it was like we had our comic book booth, and we were next to a toy vendor, and then there was a tattoo artist, and then there was a T-shirt maker, and then there was someone selling like plaques.
So not highly curated.
No, I mean, I'm sure it's changed since then. I haven't been in several years, but when I went, it literally felt like, let's take a deck of random vendors, write their names on a card, shuffle it, and just deal them out around the room. It was
nice.
They've gotten a little bit better. I will admit they've gotten a little bit more professional now that it's not Stan Lee's.
Have you done that show, Ben? Like, has 3D Retro done?
Years and years ago.
Okay.
And,
so you guys wouldn't remember, but I think it was either 2 or 3 years. Kid Robot sent me out to be a part of that.
I remember that.
Yeah. And it's very weird. I mean, it's weird because they had a really good booth, and I think that was the year they opted out for some other convention. But they had a big booth there, and it was really well done and everything. And there was just like no one there for like designer toys. I mean, actually, so their sales. So they brought a ton of like Deadpool plush. I remember those were just like flying. But any licensed product that they had was pretty much doing pretty solid. But it was a very weird con. There was no sort of like organization to it, like where booths were or anything like that. But I did get some really good deals on Star Wars Black Series figures, so I was happy.
They did an experiment, and again, I don't know where this is in the history of it, but I feel like it was fairly early on when Stan Lee took it over, where they were doing a crazy Groupon for it. So it was like $5 and the whole family gets in. And
I remember that.
It was a good idea in the sense that it got a lot of people in the room. But the problem was, as a vendor, there's a ton of people there, but because it was like a dad who's like, well, I paid $5, I'm gonna take the kids, it's a thing to do. Nobody was spending money because they didn't have to pay to get in. There was no sort of commitment to get in the door. Like, we sat there and sold nothing. So, which, it was an interesting experiment, but I was like, no, you need to have people invested in the show, and a financial investment in the show means people aren't going to throw down $20 to go if they don't want to buy stuff, right? They're not just going to want
or at least they're going to look to buy something that might be,
Right.
That's interesting.
Well, I'm glad everyone had a great time at San Diego.
So Ben, what's your haul? Show us all the good stuff you got.
Oh my God! Look, like my haul. Look at all this over here.
Oh my gosh!
All that stuff. I could barely fit it in my car when I drove back from San Diego. I mean, it was, I had to. All the days, going back and forth in the hall, and then, I had to leave stuff in the booth, and then I had to take it back to the place that
How was the condo?
Huh?
How was the condo that you rent every year?
Oh, fantastic. Awesome.
Okay.
It was like nobody was there. It was incredible.
Wow. You had it all to yourself.
What kind of good cosplay did you see there? Like,
everything.
What was your favorite costume?
The one with the girl that was dressed like that.
Like the thing and the stuff.
Yeah, the thing and the stuff, and then the guy that was with her looked pretty good too.
Yeah, they kind of matched. I saw them actually.
Yeah,
they were good. They got a lot of play on the blogs.
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
and then of course, there's the guys that like, that are always there, like the guy who's William Shatner and Spock every year. Good seeing them as well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Great, fantastic.
Did you see anyone dressed up in a COVID costume, or is that already like done?
Yeah, they're called. Oh, that's my wife. They're COVID. They're called the anti-vaxxers. I saw those guys there.
Nice.
Yeah,
I'm so glad that's done with.
Oh boy. Yeah, I thought because it was all online that I was like, oh, this will be great. This is like the first Comic-Con that I won't spend any money, and I was sorely mistaken in that. But I didn't go as nuts as usual. But I bought like 3 things from Super 7 and 1 thing from Mondo and a bunch of stuff from DKE, and So.
I'll be honest. So I did get stuff from DKE as usual, but everything else I missed out.
Right.
You didn't get the Super 7 stuff? You love like peanuts.
Whoa.
Dude, I love all that stuff, but like I actually saw on your post, Jack, the Marty McFly, Super 7 Marty McFly.
Oh, yeah.
You didn't get that?
I was so bummed because when I saw the post, I went to their website. I'm like, oh my God, I didn't know about it. Saw that it was sold out.
Yeah, that one sold out quickly.
Yeah. And I was like, fuck you, I'm not buying anything. Like, I'm sorry about my language. But so I was like really bummed about it. and then of course, right after the con ends, it's like, don't forget to pick up your San Diego Comic-Con exclusives at FYE. It's like, oh, okay. Go to FYE. Oh, there it is.
There it is.
Really? Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So
Can I go on a little rant? I want to go on a little rant about that figure. I love Super 7, and I love most of what they did for convention. I hate that figure.
What?
Which one? The Marty McFly?
The Marty McFly. So, okay, look at the peanuts, right? You get the Snoopy in the cactus. Such a cool die cut thing. It looks like Marty McFly standing in front of a neon tombstone. The board.
Yeah, the backing card is strange. Right?
I don't like the figure's fine, but like you don't buy that for the figure. You buy it for the presentation on the card, right? It's a goddamn neon tombstone. They didn't put any thought beyond.
Yeah, they kind of mailed that in terms of the design. Did you see the one that was I don't even remember the band. It's a heavy metal band, and it had like this full-on like crucifix.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, that's cool.
It was the ghost figure.
Yeah,
The one that I wanted was Chet, but it was like a glow in the dark Chet, and I was like, I had it in my cart, and then I'm like, okay, so if there's a glow in the dark Chet, there's going to be a normal color,
regular one,
regular color,
yeah. And I'm going to buy.
It's so crazy that in 2020, like we have a freaking Chet
figure.
Yeah, but like a production of it, not like a bootleg.
Yeah.
That's kind of Super 7 steez, though, right?
You know Whitney, Scott. You probably know Whitney.
Yeah.
Whitney Mitchell. Whitney is the one that sculpted all of those figures for them.
Oh, really? I didn't know.
Every single one of them. If you guys watching want to check out an amazing sculptor, sculpts a lot of the toys for 3D Retro, you should go check out WM Whitney Mitchell Sculpts on Instagram. Amazing.
Yeah, and she did like both of Raina's figures, right? That you released.
She sculpted all of the Raina busts. She's been in the industry for a while. Like, if you own any Harry Potter busts or anything that NECA or Sideshow has probably released in the past 15 years, she probably sculpted it.
That's awesome.
She did a lot of your toys. Like, how many of 3D Retro toys has she done?
Tons. Like, probably half of the toys that we have out, she's the one that sculpted them.
Well, let me reiterate, I had no problem with the Marty McFly figure. It was the goddamn card back decision.
Oh, right. The tombstone in the back.
Yeah.
Well, you can buy that tombstone at FYE.
I do want to give a little shout out to Killer Bootlegs, who had a huge weekend with Super 7. His like 9th or 8th colorway of the Phantom Star Killer came out with them and sold out immediately. And then the first Draco Knuckle Duster, which is another figure he did with Dove years ago at San Diego, came out for Super 7 and also sold out in the first day. So
is that pretty much the OG colorway, the one Super 7 released?
That was the 2013, the very first colorway for
so both of those figures came out in the same year, is that right? From Dove?
No. Dove, I'm going to screw up the history on this. The very first Star Killer Peter put out by himself, and then Dove released Draco Knuckle Duster, and then Draco just got the Super 7 like actual action figure, not bootlegged figure, released this weekend.
So does Dove get a cut of that from Super 7?
Dove was like scrambling in the morning, make sure I get mine. He doesn't even get a figure.
I think as long as he gets his 1 or 2 pieces, he's happy.
He's fine.
That's what it is.
Yeah. But it's awesome to see, one of this. We all sort of hate the term bootlegger now, except jokingly, but a garage.
So what is the accepted term?
I mean, bootlegger is fine,
but it was like super long, like art toy, resin action figure.
I just say underground toy maker.
Oh, all right. I like that. Indie.
Yeah. I mean, look, I'm 100% just taking other people's toys and bashing them into new things, but
bootlegger.
And bootlegger's fine. Like, but when you like, I'm a bootlegger. It's just this weird thing. I don't know.
Yeah. Hey, let me ask you, Janky.
Yeah.
Was that the first? So, in addition to most of the reaction figures are like licensed entertainment properties, right? But like Killer Bootlegs obviously is an artist, and then they also released Super 7 released a Healy made reaction figure, David Healy. Is that his first or no?
Yeah, that's his first. He's done his own production run figures in China. Most of his stuff is handmade resin, but he did recently a Chinese injection production. But this is his first. Yep, there it is, right there. This is his first Super 7 carded license.
Okay, I thought so. I wasn't sure though. Okay.
Yeah. and it looked great too. So it was awesome to sort of see, you know, a lot of love from the outside world come into the bootlegger. Got see there?
That's great.
I guess the bootleggers. So yeah, that was cool to watch.
So when you say, like, somebody asks you what you do and you go, I'm a bootlegger, they're like, what do you bootleg?
Where's your gin, buddy?
Yeah, where's your moonshine?
Yeah, it's weird explaining what I do.
Well, I mean, that's the same for me. I mean, make toys off of my designs. Cool. Like, what cartoons are they from? None.
At least you could put Disney in there somewhere. I just put my garage.
People know that you work for Disney, and then you say, "Well, I make toys." It's like they automatically think.
They're two different things, though.
Yeah. No, 100%. That's true.
Same thing.
This was I picked up a bunch of stuff from DK, but this was still, I think this is my favorite one. It's such a weird toy. The Chuckzilla, the sculpt on it is fantastic. Like, this didn't get nearly enough love this weekend. And I think they're still available, but only until the shop closes today. But it's such a weird, wonderful little freaking figure. So that was my favorite DK pickup.
Did the Alien Crossing sign sell out?
It didn't. I think there's like 2 or 3 left.
Oh wow!
Yeah, that only the only reason that didn't sell out, I think, is A, price point, because it was 150, which it should be, and B, I think we spent a lot of time actually. People that aren't California or international people didn't get the joke.
Really?
Because that sign doesn't exist in a place where you don't have a border.
That's true.
That's a good point.
So California and Texas. That's
California and Texas, pretty much. Yeah, I guess New Mexico, Arizona. I don't know if they have that sign, but
they don't have that up in near the Canadian border. Just a bunch of Canadians.
The Canadians are running the other way. They're like, "Oh God, get us out!"
We do now for Americans. Like,
but that's in Canada.
Especially now, we're bringing COVID everywhere.
Oh, jeez.
For the COVID.
Enough COVID talk, Jack.
COVID, Jack.
Jeez.
Anyway, it was a super fun weekend doing that. Like, we had a blast. It was exhausting, but it was really fun, and I'm really looking forward to doing it again.
Awesome. Very cool.
Speaking of bootlegs.
Yes.
So, did you guys, now we'll start with the Comic-Con stuff, but did you guys get anything during the Comic-Con week? I mean, Janky, you got the figure from DKE. I still actually have to go pick mine up. I did purchase a few things. But did you guys get anything already in hand that you got from the San Diego Comic-Con hall?
I know one thing was mail. I got the notification that my Mondo gold-plated Scrooge McDuck tiki mug was mailed already. But...
Oh, nice. It's about time. I ordered that how long ago?
Yeah, I went to look at their Comic-Con offerings, which I was like, and then I saw that and I was like, oh crap, that's out.
The one thing I wanted from Mondo, but I just couldn't drop the money for it, was that crazy merman colorway.
Oh, I was going to ask you about that.
That thing was crazy. I you know what? Honestly, I really liked it until I was reading the description and they mentioned like Sofubi colorway, and then I was like, that kind of why'd you have to do that? Like, just make it
well, they have that whole Motubi thing, right?
Yeah, and I was just like, that's really gimmicky for me. Like, I don't know. I came close to buying it, but I was just like, that's 250 is pretty steep.
Because it's not slush cast, obviously, right? I mean, it's only the paint job that supposedly looks like that where they're getting that name from.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
But everything else so everything for me that was San Diego exclusive was all like Star Wars Black figure stuff, and it hasn't arrived yet. So.
Gotcha. Was it all really exclusive to like San Diego, or like, you can find it other places now or something?
Yeah, FYE has it.
I keep reading these posts about near riots over people trying to find their damn Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle NECA figures at Target. And
what
a disaster that's been. Apparently,
are you talking about the van?
I don't know which ones it is. I just keep seeing people that like NECA had their exclusive Target SDCC stuff.
No, if it's the NECA stuff, it's the like very detailed.
Yeah, like, I think it was the rocker. It was like the live rock show. If I'm recalling.
Oh, that went to Target?
I think so. Something went to Target. I didn't follow exactly what, except people were furious because they're trying to find it. Yeah.
Okay then.
So the con hall people rushing and hoarding things to flip dream is still alive.
Still alive. I mean, Funko's website crashed, so
Nice.
yeah, I was trying to get actually Marty McFly, and then I did end up getting one through other means, so it was fine. Yeah.
Hey, Brian. Sorry.
No, not Brian. Somebody else. But one of our previous guests. He was actually nice enough. I'm clearly talking about Mike, but he was nice enough to send me one of those in the mail as a surprise. And
that's nice.
That's
thank
cool.
you so much. Very nice of him. Anyways, I do have a bunch of stuff, not from Comic-Con, but I have a bunch of stuff that I bought. I'm sure you guys do too.
Yeah.
So if it's okay, I will start.
Yeah, man.
I'm actually, because we're talking about Funko, I'm going to start with Funko stuff, actually, if that's okay.
Scott leaves.
So Funko actually did a whole thing with WrestleMania. And not like new WrestleMania, but old WrestleMania. And they did this whole thing of, and like, it doesn't matter that it's Funko. It could have been anybody. I would have bought this. It's Andre the Giant versus Hulk Hogan.
Sweet.
And they just released like a huge line of products with this.
Interesting.
So this is the t-shirt. And then, the box turns into a ring and everything. So I had to get me the t-shirt. And then they also did a lunchbox. And then they also did an Andre the Giant.
That's good.
That's pretty badass.
Which is big. And I don't have it here, but the Hulk Hogan, which is like regular size.
Oh, that's cool.
So you can put the two together, and
that's pretty neat. I like that.
And I mean, it just like totally dives on my childhood, stuff that I grew up with. So I fell into it. I had to freaking get it. So
speaking of Andre the Giant, this was a really sweet gift that Ben gifted me. It's probably the weirdest, worst action figure I have. But but at the same time, it's pretty amazing.
It does look like a bobblehead on an 8-inch figure base.
Yeah, it's so weird, and the little chair, like,
that's awesome.
Yeah, and the belt is just like a flimsy plastic, like one-sided. Anyway, sorry, Ben, go ahead.
No, it's fine. Oh God, that's like, I'm glad you like it. I think I was gonna make fun of it.
You were gonna give it to George, I think.
That's right.
Yeah, you're like, do you think George would like this? And I was like, no, I've been looking for that. Like, I have to have that figure. And you're like, okay, we'll take it. Because I was looking for it because it was so bad that I was like, no, I have to have it.
But then you also told me that George saw it and was like, this is the worst figure ever made.
Because I texted him like a picture of it, and I was like, dude, check this out. And he's like, no, I don't want that.
Hard pass.
Oh, God. Well, speaking of wrestling, I saw these things and I'm like, I don't know. But then I was like, yes, I'm going to get it. I don't know if you guys have seen these, but this is from the WWE or WWF, WW Network, Ghostbusters.
Oh, you found those. Cool.
Huh.
Have you seen these guys?
I've seen photos, but yeah, I didn't even know they were out.
So basically, they have taken, this is John Cena, okay? And they gave him a proton pack and made him into a Ghostbuster. And then the best one, of course, The Rock.
So weird.
Here we have
this idea I like.
And they've given him his own suit. And they're Ghostbusters. They're like, it's officially, look at that. Can you smell what the ghost is cooking? Like, and so here it is. They have, let me see. They have the 4 Ghostbusters. I couldn't get myself to buy all of them. Okay. Because there is the, do you guys know
I can't even tell who they are.
Yeah, I can't.
I mean, you can in the drawings a little bit. I mean, you could tell it's like John Cena and The Rock, and I mean, if you know wrestling, maybe
Is
you'll
one of
know
them
that.
is that Stone Cold Steve Austin?
Yes.
Oh, that's it. Okay, I was gonna say it kind of looks like Diamond Dallas Page, but yeah, you're right. It is the other one.
Steve Austin.
What's his name? Christian? Not Chris. Is it Christian?
Okay. Oh, it says right here. John Cena, Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, and Shawn Michaels.
It is okay. Shawn Michaels. That makes sense.
Strap their proton packs on to bring and on their backs to bring the title back to the WWE.
Of course.
And the ectoplasmic Undertaker.
Did they make the Undertaker?
Yes, they did. And he looks like that. He's like
That's
all
cool.
clear purple.
That is so weird.
Can I say on that drawing, because I'm assuming that's supposed to be the final confrontation and that's supposed to be their proton packs hitting the Undertaker?
Yeah.
The way it looks like they're farting proton pack at the Undertaker.
Yeah.
They didn't think that tangent through very well.
Yeah, they didn't sketch out the idea before.
When there's something strange in your neighborhood, who you call? WWE.
The Rock.
Where's the ghost? Where's the ghost?
I can't wait for this movie, you guys.
I kind of want to take him out of the package, but then I'm like, no. I mean, look, John Cena. I always wanted to be a Ghostbuster.
See, that one looks like they just strapped a proton pack.
Both of these are actors. They could literally be like, some guy at Sony's like, maybe we should really cast them as Ghostbusters in the next movie. I mean,
I'll watch
It's coming, Ben.
the figures are already made.
Anyways,
I picked these up. I actually picked these up on Walmart. Walmart.com. I refuse to go inside the store. But they were at Walmart.com and readily available when I bought them. So
Wait.
There you have it. I don't know. I have a few more things, but I don't know if you guys wanted to show anything before I move on.
No, go ahead and show your stuff, and then we'll jump in.
Okay, cool. I got some cool stuff from Japan.
Ooh.
Yeah. So this I was really happy to get because I missed out on the first run, and then they did another run, and I'm like, oh sweet, finally get to have it. So this is from Black Book Toys and Kevin Lyons, and I love Kevin Lyons' work. So I got one of these guys. This is called Buffalo Soldier. And,
that is a cool toy.
It is really nice.
I like the size on that.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's, it is so Fubi. Really well made by the guys at Black Book always makes such good toys.
Yes.
And it's always low run. So like I said, I was really bummed when they ran out of the first run of these. And it's just like so happy to get these.
So can you tell, like, it looks like that's a clear with paint on the inside, or is it like airbrushed on the outside? Because I see a darker and a lighter green.
Let's open it up.
So I remember seeing pictures of it too, and I couldn't tell, because sometimes people paint on the inside of clear, and it has that similar.
Right. Let me open it, because I will open it and put this on display, so I don't mind.
Philip Dahl in the chat wants us to know that it's bedtime on the East Coast.
And
we're just getting started here on the West Coast.
I know. Did we see the back? I saw the Back to the Future stuff on the hundreds, and yes, I got like one of everything. I think these are. So I think this is the color of the vinyl on the feet. You can see the bottom of the feet. Yeah. I think it's airbrushed.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's green vinyl, this color green, that's airbrushed darker.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and then
That's a cool look.
Yeah, it really does.
It's so good. It's so good. And I mean, clearly the hat. I mean, I know that Nigo and his wife, which is his partner, she does a lot of the airbrushing and painting, and it's so clean. This is clearly done with masks. Yeah. So.
Yeah, she does all the painting. There's on Instagram. There's like she's doing a live video of her painting some Frank Kozik toys, and like she does each one all hand brushed, like with like the stitching on the pigums and everything. It's pretty.
Which is why this is worth every single penny. It's so.
How much was it?
I don't even remember. It was definitely over $100.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's so good, and like I said, it sold out in the first run. And I'm trying to get them to make an exclusive color for 3D Retro, but I don't know if Kyle would let us do that. They need to talk to him, but I love it.
What was there a difference between the first run and the second run color-wise or anything, or is it just the second run?
I don't know if there's maybe little things with the hat. You know,
I think the hat is different, but maybe not.
The yellow on the eye is a little bit. I don't know if you guys can like see the shadow. But...
It's such a cool design sculpt. Like there's so much character just in the sculpt alone.
Oh yeah,
yeah, it's really impressive
and everything.
Yeah, and this toy was under development for a long time, so they could, as they were trying to nail just the right look.
Yes, but it's awesome. They did a fantastic job. Yeah, I'm really happy with
definitely.
it. Philip says, "Did I see the bait Metacombo Buffet?" Yes, I did. Too bad it's like restricted to like 2G Gallery and Bape in Japan, and it's like it's probably I'm never gonna get it. I have one more thing from Japan. You guys have time? This I just saw. This is from Swing Bunny.
Oh yeah, those are cool.
And I guess they do this little rabbit. I'm gonna go ahead and open him up too. Finally, I've been saving it for the show. They gave a little like stickers and all that, just like the guys at Black Book. But it's not that I was so impressed by the figure. It's the fact of the colorway, which I hope all of you guys recognize.
It's
no idea.
Warner Brothers thing. I forget.
It's Roger Rabbit.
Wait, who? Oswald.
Yeah. Oswald the Rabbit. No, you guys all know.
Yeah. Easter Bunny.
It's Roger.
It looks a lot like the Easter Bunny wearing funny clothes.
Yeah, and you're right, guys. It's the Easter Bunny.
Yeah.
You know what? For you guys. So you see, Philip likes it. There you go. So yeah, so this is their bunny that they make, but in Roger Rabbit colorway. Of course,
I actually really like this toy.
Yeah, it's really great.
It's so well done. Once again, so well painted. I found out about this like I was just like I guess searching some stuff on Instagram actually, and they came up and it was like basically like, hey, if you want one of these, if you want to buy this colorway, DM us. And I was like, oh my God, I hope they still have some left. Can I get that at 3D Retro? No, unfortunately, you have to get it directly from them. And I know this color is already sold out. I was actually afraid that when I DM'd them, that would already be sold out. And then the guy messaged me back and said, no, we have like 2 or 3 left. Please PayPal here, and we'll go ahead and send it. And I was lucky enough to get one, and it's so
that's awesome.
Cool. I mean, the paint is so clean, and you know, I just love the colorway. I love this.
Yeah. Nostalgia.
Yeah, I love it when they can get a picture or a colorway that matches a character. That's so perfect, and being a rabbit and stuff like that. It's really cool. So. Yeah, really fun stuff. So, stuff from Japan, guys. Yeah.
Awesome. Put that other
thing. There it is. The company again, guys. It is called Swing Toys, and you can check them out at Swing Toys Tokyo on Instagram if you want to see what other fun thingamabobs they might have.
Yeah, and they've done a lot of additions of that rabbit.
They have. I didn't even know that. I just
Yeah,
know
oh, yeah,
I really
lots
want
of colors.
So all they have to do is like a Marty version, and I'm on it. So we'll see.
You're listening.
So did you guys get anything?
I got a little thing.
What'd you get?
On a Target run. I'd never seen it before, so I don't know how new it is, but it's Funko. So they released these Marvel blind figure game thing. And Funko's last two games, I'm a GameStop. I love board games. It's my other hobby is board games. Their last two games have been surprisingly great. So Funkoverse is actually this really fun, light skirmish game. And then the Godzilla game it's a really good game. So I picked these up thinking, oh, it's a Funko, it's a game, it's minis. So I saved one that we could open here. I will say the game is terrible. It is just designed to get you to buy more figures. So you're fighting Thanos and you have to beat things in order to open the thing you bought, and then you have to go buy more things.
Oh God, really?
So aren't the characters like animals too? So it's like,
yeah, so it's a lot of they're playing off of this battle world thing that Marvel did. So there's like a zombie world. One of the world with all the animals is that's the Peter Porker world from Into the Spider-Verse. So there's a bunch of those. But so we open in this one. There's a Spider-Man, and so the sculpts I'm noticing, the main character stuff. This is what the blinds come in. The Spider-Man's not great. The animals pretty fun. So we'll see who we got in this one. But you have to crack this gem open. Oh, awesome. This is the one I wanted. So it's Throg or Frog of Thunder. I think this sculpt I think that's a pretty great little mini sculpt, actually.
Did you have to break that gem?
Oh, yeah. So this is the game, is the heroes are trapped in these, and you have to fight your way across these little game tiles, and when you win, you crack open the thing that you bought. I don't have the patience for that crap. There's actually a quote unquote chase version of this too, which I got in the other one that I opened. So like the Infinity Stone version, but they're not amazing. But I do think the animals. There's Croctor Strange, and this one just made me laugh too. Ant.
okay.
So those I thought were worth it. Some of the other ones, Scott is a Hulk fan like me. This was disappointing. This is the only Hulk they have. Is this?
Yeah,
Dr. Green.
I was at Target too, and I just skimmed through it, and I saw, because I was curious too what the Hulk looked like, and I saw it, and I'm like, if the Hulk ain't good, forget about it.
Yeah, there's a zombie Red Skull. Who else did I get? Groot. Who wasn't too bad. That was Loki's not too bad. But yeah, I was curious. So I bought like a little starter set, and then I bought one of these damn things to open, and kids could have fun with it. Like I said, the game, I don't think I'm being a game snob. It's all luck based. It's you roll the dice and maybe you win or maybe you don't, and you move your way around to win the thing that you paid money for already, and then you have to go buy more to play it.
Perfect.
But for kids it's not bad, and I do think those animal sculpts are actually pretty. I'm glad this is the one I got, because now I don't have to buy anymore. The animal sculpts are pretty dang good.
So do you see this game? Do you see this as a thing that is going to like last and go to like series 2 or 3?
No. I don't think so. I mean, maybe the minis would drive it that way, but this doesn't have like. I mean, I don't know what the kids are into, but this doesn't have an interact like Beyblades where they spin the things and they fight and they can buy whatever. Yeah. It's all an excuse just to buy more toys. But this is you lay out the tiles and you just roll dice, and so maybe, I don't know, maybe kids are super psyched about doing that, but when I looked at it, I was just like, all right, it's minifigs at $8 a blind thing. Meh. Yeah. So anyway, but I thought, hey, we can open a blind box on. So I saved one so we can all go meh together. That's just such a boring sculpt.
Yeah. It's weird.
All right. Well, now that I've totally drained the life out of the room with this, I like that Frog of Thunder. I do like that one. Croctor Strange, I think, was pretty great too.
Oh my gosh.
I'll go next. I'll start with.
What'd you get?
I'll start with kind of the boring stuff that no one cares about but me. But so this is a Black Series carbonized Stormtrooper. So I pre-ordered this a couple months ago, and they're just now starting to release. They're all the same sculpts and everything, but they're doing this technique where they're making it like Safubi because it's like shiny. But
isn't that just changing the paint? They're just painting it silver.
Yes, but it's
painting it silver.
It's a Stormtrooper. It has to be bought.
And
so that's the Stormtrooper. It's funny because like from a distance, it looks like Phasma.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Yeah, totally.
So I opened this one. Again, Stormtrooper Black Series. I don't care if it's a minor.
Just for the record, I'd buy it.
Yeah. This one I haven't opened yet, but it's even cooler. And this is from GameStop. It's a Shadow Stormtrooper.
Oh, cool.
But what's cool about this guy, again, Stormtrooper body, but there's transparent blue parts on it.
Oh, neat.
Like on the arm and stuff. Did I play this game? The Force Unleashed, I played it. I don't remember this guy, but I played the game. But
does he light up? Is it like glow in the dark?
It doesn't. It's just like it's like a metallic black with like these blue accents, and then like I said, some transparent blue parts throughout. So super fun. I got that. I got this, which I got at Target the other day because I was like, you guys with your Mandalorian stuff, I have to buy it. So a Lego Brickheads Mandalorian set.
Zoom out. There you go. Yeah, there you
go. So it's got the child and it's got.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so it'll be fun. I got the Boba Fett one, so I was like, it'll be cool to have the three next to each other. And they're just, Legos. I'm a sucker.
Are you gonna buy the Lego one of his vehicle? What's it called? The
Razor Crest.
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah, I'll probably buy it.
It's so cool.
Yeah. So that's all the boring Star Wars crap no one cares about. Then I got I'm gonna janky a little bit here and talk about some pins that I got. So here's a pin I got from Forrest Walker.
I love Forrest Walker.
So this one I can this is one of his more tamer pins. It's just Pooh. He ate Mickey. That's pretty much all it is. And you can see like the Mickey ears in the tummy. There's no penises or vaginas in this one.
Which makes it rare for a Forrest Walker piece.
Yeah. And plus it's Disney and, it's kind of how I feel right now about Disney. What?
What happened? What?
Nothing. And the other pin I
got.
Live.
Mickey's watching, Scott.
This thing is amazing. This is a Skinner pin that he, in collaboration with Almost Amusing. So that is a pin.
Holy crap.
Whoa, what?
How big is that thing?
How many studs does that have?
It's like 4 by 4, something like that. It was expensive. It was like a $50 or $60 pin.
Oh my God.
But if you look at all the detail, if you know how cloisonne pins are made, they literally manually go in there and drop the paint in all these little pockets here. So there were 4 different colorways of this one. I think they're all sold out, but I grabbed this is the one that popped more, I thought. But yeah, that thing is, so what I'm going to do is buy a hat and I'm just going to
jeez. Hey Scott, can I see the back of it for a minute?
So it has 4 pins.
Oh, wow. Okay, cool.
So it's weird. I'm not really a pin collector, but I'm obviously a lover of Skinner. So it's weird. Yeah, I bought these pins one day after the next. So it's kind of weird because I do like pins, but I wouldn't call myself a collector. What else did I get? Oh, got.
Yes.
Coming. Wait a minute. So I also like Buana, so I grabbed this little pre-newt from Buana a couple weeks ago. It's a Tim Biscuit figure, and this is a hand-painted one that he did. So I bought that one, and then I bought this same vinyl color. I don't even.
In a wad of goo.
What is that?
It's
what is it swimming in?
I don't know what it is.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of love it.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, I love the fluorescent with the blue, how it's transparent in there. I forget. He names the stuff all kinds of weird, crazy stuff. So I don't know what it's called, but I grabbed those two from him.
Globulus, something.
Globulus. I think that's all I got.
It's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I was on vacation for a couple weeks, so when I got back, I had a nice little. Oh no, I got one other thing, but it's still in the cardboard box. From it was a San Diego exclusive. I forgot about it. It was a Hot Toys Boba Fett in the classic color.
Oh right.
Oh, so, another one. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. So I think I have two of the other Hot Toys Boba Fett's. One's the deluxe and one's the regular. So I mean, the classic one, those classic colors of Boba Fett, the toy colors, like I love that color scheme even more than like the film accurate color scheme. So anything that comes out that's like the toy version of Boba Fett, like I have to get it.
You'll have to open it up on the next show.
Yeah, I will, and I will tell you too, if the packaging on it's really cool too, because it's like the retro Star Wars style packaging with the bubble and everything. So I just got back a few days ago, so I haven't had a chance to crack it open.
Nice.
Yep. Can't wait. That'll be fun. Can't wait to see that. That's awesome.
Jack, did you get anything new or?
Not that I have in hand yet. No, I didn't have a chance to go to my box. Next week, though, I promise.
Well, I have a toy topic to talk about.
I do.
I kind of
like an actual show,
which relates to some more stuff that I actually bought.
Oh,
so, and it's kind of in relation to the whole licensing game thing. So one of the things that I'm experiencing is I have a license this year for Back to the Future, the 35th anniversary stuff, and we're making products, and we were going to release it at Comic-Con, we were going to do this, or we were going to do that, and everything's been delayed. But we still have to follow the license. You know, everything's been like, we can't do events, but we still have the license agreement in place. And one of the things that I've noticed is that there's a lot of toys coming out right now that were made for summer movies. And the movie clearly is not out, but the toys are. And I kind of wanted to get your guys' take on it. Like, is it right for the studio? Is it right for the manufacturer? I mean, for the manufacturer, clearly, it's kind of like, well, it's already gone into manufacturing. What do? We have to finish it. China opened back up. You know.
Yeah, you kind of want a little bit of a return, right?
Yeah, but like for example, I'll show you one of the things that I actually bought because I didn't care whether the movie was out or not. I bought from the new Minions movie coming out summer 2020, Minions Rise of Gru. It's a new Minions toy.
Oh, was that movie supposed to come out this summer?
Yeah.
It was supposed to come out. And basically what it is, you know, Rise of Gru, it's the whole movie is about how he went from being, you know, a kid villain into the villain that he is now, which is, if you watch the last Minions movie.
Yeah, didn't they make that already?
No, the last Minions movie, you get introduced to him. Because he's the one that at the end of the movie, like, steals the crown, and then all the minions are like, yay, you know, and they kind of just like follow him. So, but this is like, I mean, clearly it's a vehicle from the film. There's a minion in here. And then it also shows like other figures that you can get. All of these were available. I got this at Target. All of them were available at Target, you know, Universal Illumination. And I'm like, the movie's not coming out like for another year. Wow. Literally, it's not coming out this summer 2021.
So Ben, I just have a quick question. Did you buy that toy because that's what you looked like as a kid?
Yes, that's exactly it. That's the only reason. That's me and.
I mean.
Yeah. We're trying to have a serious conversation here, Scott. I'm trying to talk about licensing and deals and toys.
So Ben, so I have a question about that. So the question, I mean, you deal with licensing. So
Look at that.
is the company that does that license, makes that toy for that movie, are they obligated to release it during a certain window, or are they just
Yes.
allowed to?
Yes. So look, it even said, see the movie 2020. So here's the way it works with licensing. And Scott, I don't know. I know you work for Disney, but do you work at all in the licensing side of things?
Yeah. I mean, I've done. I'm currently developing toys for companies that I work with that I can't really talk about. So I know.
So you're gonna have to correct me if I say something incorrectly.
Right.
I need you as like if I say something wrong.
Right.
When you sign into a license deal, you sign into a certain license-y like thing. Like for me, it was Back to the Future and Jurassic Park. I have both of those licensees with Universal. When you sign into an agreement, you sign into a time frame.
Yes.
And you can only produce and sell in that time frame. Okay? So these guys, this is from oh God, who made these? Repubblica Argentina? What?
We just opened up a whole new can of worms here.
Made.
Those are knockoffs.
Well, I don't know why Target's selling knockoffs then. But anyway, it's Mattel. I'm sorry. Mattel. There we go. So Mattel.
A small company.
Just small. Little red dot. Mattel had to make a deal. They said, okay, guys, Minions Rise of Gru is coming out summer 2020. They probably signed into the deal probably as soon as the licensing expo announced the movie I would probably say about a year and a half to 2 years ago. So their reps sat down with the other reps and they're like, okay, guys, what do you got? We got this. Awesome. The license agreement restricts you on multiple levels. First, it restricts you on time frame. And second, it restricts you on what you can do with the license. So let's say Mattel has the license for 6-inch action figures.
Yeah.
That means if somebody else, if Hasbro comes along and says, hey, Rise of Gru, Universal, we want to do 6-inch action figures. You can't.
Yeah,
you have to turn around and say, we'll do 5.95 inch.
Well, no, there's exclusivity. So just real quick, I won't, sorry to interrupt you, Ben, but
no, go for it.
For Star Wars and Funko, the reason why Funko makes Star Wars bobbleheads is because Hasbro has the rights to all Star Wars action figures.
So that's
true of their Marvel stuff
they're not,
too,
they're not Funko Pop, they're Funko Pop bobbleheads.
Right.
Yeah.
Because the Marvel heads, or the Marvel ones, were bobbleheads, but now are no longer bobbleheads.
Oh, really?
Yeah, now they're
they're now Disney, aren't they?
Yeah, they're not bobbleheads.
Yeah. They started out as bobbleheads.
So clearly Mattel has this license. Probably, I would assume that the license goes until early 2021. And I'm pretty sure their lawyers are sitting with them going like, we have to extend the license without an additional fee. And I'm sure Universal is going back to them and probably saying something like, well, you're already making money. You're selling this. It's in stores. So if you want to continue to sell this when the movie comes out, guess what? You have to extend your license. So it's just a weird.
So Ben, just to back up, so that movie officially has been pushed back to summer of 2021 as a theatrical release?
There is no digital release for Minions Rise of Gru. Because I think Universal, Minions is like Universal's golden goose. Like everything that they do, Despicable Me and Minions, like makes a ton of money. I think in Universal's mind, if they were to release Minions Rise of Gru as a digital thing, kind of like what they did with Trolls 2, they see it as like no matter how much we sell digitally, it's going to be a total loss for us. And they don't want to do that. So to them, they want a big theatrical release. They want to go big. They've got everything planned out for that. I mean, they had so many billboards around Universal Studios, which is now replaced with Minion billboards, but it's like, thank you to our healthcare workers, which is awesome. But all of those were supposed to be Rise of Gru billboards, and everything's been pushed to 2021. There is no digital release of this movie.
I know too, and this is also an interesting question, is the McDonald's toys came out, and it was something like 100 Minions that you got blind in a ball.
Oh wow!
And you open the ball.
Find them anywhere.
Yeah, we just got them because of my kid, like, and she's got like 2 or 3 of them.
Oh.
But they, the McDonald's is the trivia for the day. McDonald's is the largest toy distributor in the world. So, and the whole deal with that's 100% marketing, right? Like, so they sunk money into that. And so it is interesting where I can see the toys being like, oh, cool, I got the toy, it sits on the shelf. But the McDonald's toy's entire purpose is to show up, make you ask to go see the movie, and then you forget the toy exists. So the fact that they ended up having to put those out last month, I think it was last month, when I saw it too, I was like, oh, that's interesting. Is this coming out? And so I looked, and no, it's not on video on demand. It's not anywhere. It's like, okay, well, whatever.
I want all 100 of those Minions. By the way,
they're pretty good. I mean, Fungo could have learned something from those sculpts on these Marvel things. The sculpts are pretty funny and there's like a vampire one and a beauty queen.
How many different sculpts are there?
One is a separate sculpt.
Really? Wow.
I mean,
it's all these Minions in costumes and outfits.
There's so much that went into this Minions movie that I'm just like surprised at like how much merchandise is being pushed the other thing I wanted to show you, and I got these at Ralph's, mind you. The other thing I wanted to show you.
Is it corn? Are you going to show us corn?
Minions corn.
Canned corn. Canned corn. These look like little Minions.
Oh, those are cool.
Look at that. And there's not one, there's 6. 6 of them.
It's amazing what you can do with an eyeball and a pair of overalls.
Look at that. 6 of these guys. And I found all of them at Ralph's except for the Gru car. But, once again, like all this stuff, all of these.
How much is as a toy distributor? How much is we have hundreds of thousands of dollars sitting in a warehouse, a thing that would push someone to put it out, like having to pay for warehouse space and
major. I
mean, is that going to influence it being released more than the license? The fact that it's just sitting there taking up space?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Imagine having, that's a really good point. Like, imagine having just piles and piles of these toys in your warehouse that have been shipped to you on a massive boat from China. And you're like, well, and I'm sure the other thing is, the licensing guys, they're just basically like, well, that's what your contract says.
Yeah, I wonder if those contracts are going to change a little, because I don't think people really anticipated wholesale, like, oh, all these movies, they're coming out the year after they're supposed to, right? Yeah. People are like, well, why would that happen?
When Black Widow toys came out at the very beginning of pandemic, because
those have been out for a while.
Because everybody was just assuming, we'll just wait 2 weeks, and so they put out the Black Widow toys, and the
interesting thing, Mulan got canceled, and I would totally bet they put toys out for that, but they haven't been seen. So I don't know if it's like, because it's Disney, maybe they're just, I don't know.
I feel like I did, and I could be wrong because there's a lot of dolls, but I feel like I did see a Mulan doll. But I could be wrong. But that's, with those ones, I think that's easier because you just put out the doll and you're like, oh, it's Mulan. Like, it's a princess, just buy it.
Right.
Yeah. The ones I'm curious about are like Lego is notorious for spoiling things in movies by putting it into the Lego. What happens when we have a big movie with a big twist that has a figure coming out and the figure is supposed to be timed with the release of the movie and it gets released a year ahead of time?
That's also a very good point. Look at all the characters that you see from this. Like, look at all the things that you derive. Like, okay, what is this bike? Like,
that was the big moment of the movie, and they ruined it.
Yeah, like there's all these other things here. Like there are so many Minion toys out at Target, and there's a whole set of them in these yellow Bruce Lee looking suits, and they're all like doing these karate moves, and you're like, wait a minute, like what's going on here? Like what are we to expect here? Like there's so many things that you're just like, what? Like, and I have to wait another year for this? So it's just
So yeah, that's a pretty interesting thing. I hadn't really thought of that at all. But it does make me wonder, the really sticking question in my mind, Ben, is so are the Back to the Future Decon toys coming out this year?
they are.
What about the art show? How's that going to happen if Decon doesn't?
It's still happening. We're exploring options and, you know, doing things like that. So yeah, stay tuned. That's all I can say. We're
Okay.
going to be doing announcements probably August, you know, and we're working on some really cool stuff.
Ben's just going to
Nice.
repaint 100 little Minion figures like Marty McFly.
Ben can't talk about Decon right now. No more Decon.
No.
Okay.
We're talking about Back to the Future. I don't know what you're talking about.
I love Back to the Future. No, but yeah, we at 3D Retro, which has the license with Universal, we are still working on a lot of Back to the Future things. And our goal is Future Day, which is October 21st. So I know a lot of people were celebrating the 35th anniversary on July 5th, which is the release date of the movie back in 1985. But we're more focused on Future Day, which is October 21st.
So
That makes sense.
how many anniversaries are there for Back to the Future? Because you have the years that the movies were released, then you have all the times within all the movies. Like I feel like there's at least
Endless.
1 month that's a Back to the Future thing.
Well, here's the thing. So first of all, the dates in the movies actually coincide well with the anniversary date. So first, I remember the first anniversary thing was Back to the Future's 25th anniversary. That was like 25 years old, and they released like a Blu-ray and thing, and it was just like, okay, here it is, 25th anniversary, done. Not a lot of products out there, and I was like, as a Back to the Future fan, like I was bummed. I think that's when I had it in my mindset, like, man, if I could make Back to the Future things, I would. Then came the big 30th anniversary. The 30th anniversary was huge. Mm-hmm. And the reason it was huge is it was 2015, and the 30th anniversary landed on the date 2015 when Doc and Marty went into the future. They went into 2015. So the 30th anniversary can be basically argued as the best anniversary because this is the year that Doc and Marty arrive into the future.
Right.
Now, Future Day, which is October 21st, 2015, it was deemed as Future Day. Now Future Day is celebrated every year for Back to the Future fans. It's like, let it be known that October 21st is now deemed Future Day. Congratulations.
It's your May the 4th.
Exactly. Thank you. So from that point on, 5 years ago, October 21st is now Future Day. So, and now we have the 35th anniversary, but the 35th anniversary was mainly celebrated July 5th because that's when the franchise started. Probably on the 25th anniversary was celebrated around the same time because it's more celebrating the release of the movie than anything else. And I'm sure we're going to have something big for the 40th, the 45th, and the 50th, and then I'll die and it'll all be over. So congratulations.
And you'll invent
we want some life cycle
capacitor
releases.
And yes, I will be buried in my DeLorean. That's going to happen. You will see.
Is that in your will?
It's in my will.
Wow.
It's a big hole.
That is a big hole. Big hole, guys.
Hey, Ben.
But, we're going to need to move a couple of people here. This guy's a real ass.
You'll have your own cemetery.
Buried in his DeLorean. Jeez.
Ben, have you seen the Back to the Future NECA figures? And what do you think?
I want them all.
Yeah, they're pretty nice.
Oh God, they're so good.
So how come there's no? So let me ask you this real quick. How come there's so much focus on Back to the Future and Back to the Future 2 as far as like merchandise and stuff like that, but Back to the Future 3 sort of gets like
It's no love.
Yeah, it gets no love. I mean, even with the
maybe on the 40th anniversary. So last year I was going to do the Back to the Future figures last year, and it was all Back to the Future 2 because last year was the 30th anniversary of Part 2. But Universal came to me and said, no, we don't celebrate the anniversaries of the parts. We celebrate the movie as a franchise. And we only celebrate the anniversary based on the year of the original movie. So therefore, you don't celebrate the 30th anniversary of Back to the Future 2. You just celebrate the 35th anniversary of the franchise.
Right.
You know? So maybe there's more emphasis on Part 2 this year because, you know, maybe some people were focused on the 30th anniversary of Part 2 last year, and they got the same message that we did from Universal, which was like, hey, wait a minute, guys. We're not celebrating the 30th anniversary of Back to the Future Part 2 this year. Wait till next year. We're going to do a really big thing. I mean, literally, that's the conversation that we had. We were basically told, wait, guys, give it a year, and we promise you we're going to do something really big, and we're going to celebrate the 35th anniversary. And then, of course, COVID happened.
I wonder if it's as simple as 2, and I really like 3. I like 3 more than 2 personally. I mean, 1 obviously is the most perfect movie ever made. But I wonder if it's because if you think of iconic outfits, there's only one iconic outfit in 3, and that's him in that crazy ass 1950s getup, which I think, was there a hot toy of that? I feel like I saw a picture. Like there's not of that. So that would be a great like hit. But all the other, everything else is, the characters are great. The stories, like I really like Part 3, but it's just cowboys. So it's, you know, like the cartoon version of it would be cool because you get like cartoon Doc dressed as a cowboy, but otherwise it's just a white-haired dude dressed as a cowboy or a guy.
They've only made one Doc, and they've made 2 Martys, Hot Toys. Hot Toys has made 2 DeMartys, Part 1 and Part 2, and they've only made 1 Doc, which is Part 2 Doc, in his yellow suit with the horrible face. We talked about it.
That was terrible. Yeah, I would buy the hell out of him in that awful 1950s cowboy outfit. That's one of my favorite moments in the movie when he walks out in that.
But I wonder too. So like seeing Back to the Future as a kid, like obviously like space and future and stuff like that is way more appealing than like cowboy stuff was like for like my dad and my grand. Right. So just the fact that it was set like as a Western, I think didn't have the same appeal. But going back to watch it now and with the story and everything, like I kind of agree with Janky. Like the story itself is better.
They've got to do Marty from Part 3, but dressed up in the 1955 cowboy outfit that Doc bought him. The one with the pink fringe
and the atomic
nuclear symbol on it.
Like that's got to be a figure.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Put it in a play set with the drive-in theater behind it. Like I would put that whole drive-in theater play set on my shelf.
And somebody's got to do that train. Nobody's done the train.
I thought there was, and I could be wrong, but was it 2 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago at Comic-Con when they announced the animated figures? I thought there might have been a mock-up of the train with the animated figures, but I could be totally wrong about that. Maybe I'm just dreaming that was in there because
Philip says that they should do a clock tower clock for a photo op. That would be awesome. And then the huge ice cube machine. The refrigerator. God, it's so good. Anyways, that's my rant. There you go.
It's a weird position to be in. I mean, you're lucky that you don't have to promote anything new. You just get to celebrate something you love, so it's easy.
I'm just wondering, are we going to walk into I don't know, walk in or shop online at Target, and there's going to be all these toys related to movies that we haven't even heard of.
Yeah, it's like Star Wars Episode 10 is out. You're like, what?
You know,
where am I going to get my Tenet action figures from?
It's just crazy. It's just really crazy to think like
another sign that the world is upside down right now.
Oh, Jack.
Just saying.
How much after experiencing the online conventions this year, how much do you think this is going to affect? Let's say everything goes back to normal next year or relative normal next year.
Crazy time. Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People are going to be like, let me in.
Well, I think everybody, but I'm wondering how many vendors are going to say this was so much easier and I made more money. Why would I?
Online?
Yeah, the online convention stuff. I think people are going to show up because it's a social aspect. But as a vendor, like how many people are going to say, yeah, you know what? We did this for $10,000 cheaper and made the same amount of money from our basement.
We're just basing it off of what Dove did.
No, but
yeah, I was going to ask.
A lot of people that like that the sales were good and interaction was good.
Do you think a company like Super 7 made more money? I kind of doubt it, actually.
I don't know. They sold out of stuff.
Yeah, not the Snoopy stuff though, right?
But the Snoopy stuff doesn't even sell out in San Diego.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
but at a certain point, you can't really call it like an online convention thing. Like it's just
just a store
product online. Yeah.
Yeah.
That a convention existed.
I think a lot of it, Janky, is that in some aspects, some people did really good in sales because no matter what, they release it and they'd sell it. Mm-hmm. But in the majority of it, I'm talking about there's the 10% that are the big guys that no matter how they sell it, they will sell out. The Funkos, the Mattels, the Super 7s. I think the other 90% out there are hurting. They're like, yeah, I did release this. I did my thing. But in no way did I make as much money as I would being on the floor with people just like looking for other stuff. In no way was I able to sell because some of it, honestly, some of the sales come from the aspect of like, I can only get this here.
Right.
Yeah.
And because I only got it here, it's more valuable. And I might even buy two because I'm going to go and sell one online.
Right.
Whereas.
Yeah. And there's some brands that really count on foot traffic, right? If you're not like a tentpole brand, then it's harder to do the online.
Yeah, you're missing the impulse buys online. You're not going to have people that don't know about you coming to your online store to shop.
Right.
Like at a convention, like I mean, when I did San Diego, I had so many sales of just people like they didn't know who I was. They just saw this thing, and
you also told them that your name was Toki Doki, Scott. So that helped a lot.
Your stuff looks real different this year, but I like it.
Yeah. You have more unicorns.
I don't do unicorns anymore. Those were like last year.
Gosh.
Yeah, no, I agree with you guys. I was just curious. Like, it's interesting to see how this is going to impact. Because I think you're right. But there's and this is again my experience with the DKE, so that's all I can speak about. But there was sort of a discussion about do we keep the store open year round, and ultimately it was like no, the McRib theory is what works here. Like, it's special when it only happens. So that's why the store is shutting down tonight.
I was going to ask that question. Yeah.
So
the official term for it, McRib.
That's what I call it, McRibbing it. Yeah, when you put it out twice a year to give it a little hype. Yeah, that's what I call McRibbing it.
It's only at selected locations.
Yeah.
But also, Janky, what Dove did, like, went far, like, above and beyond what other vendors did. Like, he built a booth.
Right.
Yeah.
He built a whole booth. He stayed online for, 10 hours a day?
43 hours. It was insane.
Yeah.
Did you guys follow any of what Alex Pardee did? Because what he did was really interesting too.
On the Twitch.
Yeah, and on the doing a whole convention with programming and games and they were really, really fun. And he and I chatted a little bit about it. I haven't talked to him like how are your numbers? Was it but
he sold a lot.
Yeah, I'm sure he did, as he should have. But his approach, which I really like, is let's program it and make it fun and give people a reason
Mm-hmm.
You know, it almost becomes, even if everything happens with San Diego, because I agree, these aren't going to go away, and they shouldn't go away. It's a social thing, and that's half the reason we go, is to have the social experience and discover new things, and you don't get the outreach. But when he programmed it, like, let's just have fun with this. Let's actually do a masquerade ball. Let's actually do screenings where we sit in a room and talk about movies. He did all of these things, and it worked. It was like, they were really fun. I don't know how much foot traffic they get, but it was an interesting. Anyway, this is all I'm thinking about, because I was immersed in it for 7 years.
I really do hope next year that all of us, everybody watching, all 13 of you, Philip, I hope that we are all able to go to San Diego, and it's really like, it's not even so much that I miss the whole convention aspect of it. I just miss the human interaction and the camaraderie, and the fact that we can sit down at the end of the day every night and basically be like, man, did you see that crazy guy wearing that outfit? Or did he come by your booth? Or did you sell this? Or were you in line for this? Or it's like, why don't you go stand in line over there, and I'll go stand in line over here, and then pick up 2. So it's like, I'll get 1 and then we'll do a trade. And God, those guys at Funko are fucking insane. And it's like, just the usual conversations that we have every year. I miss that. That's what I miss. It's just the human factor of it all. So I look forward to having that back more than anything.
And like I said, I was not that much less tired after doing what we did than I was actually being on the show. My body didn't hurt quite as much, but it still was like, God, I'm at home every night and I still feel like I'm like killing myself. So
that's exactly.
And you didn't come home with the crud, so that's a plus too.
That is true.
Yeah, and this year's crud is worse than ever.
Yeah, this is the
Hey, I thought there was no COVID talk. What?
No, we're talking about
the crud, dude.
Okay, but he said worse than ever. Yeah, whatever. Whatever. One thing actually though, Jenky, is you were talking about like virtual cons. I think there are people that are going to do more, realize there's more opportunities to do online events, right? And like Alex did, engage their audiences and their collectors. So that's really cool. I mean, the other thing that I've been really curious about is, it's kind of a different topic, but it's sort of the same thing, right? From maybe a little different perspective, is the things that Pop Shop Live, like 3D Retro is doing and Japan LA is doing. I think that I wonder whether artists are like, some artists like, I could do that, right? Because you can have this thing where not only is it a live stream, but oh, by the way, you can buy this, right? Click. I think that's kind of an engaging thing, where it's not just straight sell, it's not just straight stream, right? It's kind of both. That's kind of cool.
Jack, how's the weather where you are?
Hey, Ben. You are giving a huge tell, not me.
Me, you're the one talking about it. You're the one talking about it right now.
No comment.
There are people in the chat literally asking about DesignerCon right now, and you're like, Pop Shop Live.
Sorry, I know. Look at the chat sometimes. So I was not talking about DesignerCon. As far as I know, DesignerCon is going to be in Anaheim.
Pop Shop Live is dangerous, man. I pop in to like say hi to Ben, and I walk out every time. It's like, well, I just spent $40, or I went to what is it, Wonderland? It's a
Leanna Lynn's.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, an artist I like is there. Miss Mindy was doing a signing.
Oh yeah, that was really cool.
And I ended up buying like a toy for my daughter and 2 books. I can't even pop in. I'm lucky I logged on yesterday right when the Baby Yoda's sold out. Otherwise, because once I bought one thing, it's like, well, shipping's covered. So,
but then people see how like we open up the boxes and like, I want one, and like Kevin's like,
that really works well. And the Labubus, just for fun, I was trying to like, so they open these blind boxes, right? And the Labubus are in demand if you haven't watched it, and people are like, fast fingers to try to buy it because there's just one, because they just opened it. I tried.
Never owned a Labubu before. God damn you!
There you go.
Wow, you got
They're
2.
addictive, aren't they?
I bought this one open because it was the OG, and I was like, well, if I'm going to buy one, I'll get one.
That's an awesome one.
And then I bought a blind, and the other one I really wanted was that one's great too, the silver and black.
Yeah,
so this was my blind bag, was the silver and.
There you go. Pull out your Labubus, everyone.
But now I love freaking Labubus.
So my question for Ben is like, now that all the Labubus are gone, I mean, what are you gonna
Who's
sell?
going to tune in?
Nobody. We actually asked them that the last episode. Like, are you guys gonna come back once we run out of?
And it was like,
Everyone in
no.
the chat was like, nope. See you
Nope.
later. Bye. We hate you. So
The real question, Ben, is where are your exclusive Labubus?
Ooh.
Pecan.
Okay.
So yeah, just stay
Freaking
tuned.
Labubus.
We're gonna be announcing some cool shit. It'll be good. But anyways, we are coming up on we've been
Time of the show where Jack's vinyl pulse. Oh, sorry.
do we do this? Do we I was gonna say actually like we're running way over.
We could skip it. We're
Can you
already an
I
hour
need
and a
to-
half almost.
Just say it, Ben. Just say it for me.
Yeah.
We don't have to actually do it.
What?
Ben doesn't, I mean,
What?
Scott doesn't actually
It's the
care
time
about the
of the
segment.
show where we visit our favorite website. That's right. Vinylpulse.com. Now remember, folks, Jack doesn't like us going to his website. So he insists that we visit his Instagram instead. You know, because he likes
Please don't ever stop doing that just for
Yeah.
me. It's my
oh
favorite.
my gosh.
So good.
Oh my gosh. Well, we're actually
Thank you, Scott.
oh my gosh. Anyway, well, it's getting kind of late here. Thank you. People are like,
Sun's going down,
on,
big
just-
guy.
come on, just open the site, just do it. Like, all right, well, here we go. I guess we're gonna go ahead and
Yay! Oh, sorry.
go and there it is, everyone. Vinyl Pulse. Look at that, Jack. You got the 3D retro Sket 1
Yeah.
thing up.
Yeah.
That's the network exclusive.
Yeah.
We
August
talked
15th,
about
I
Black Book
think.
Toys. Black Book Toys doing really well. That's their next Frank Kozik figure.
Halloween in September. I mean, Halloween in summer.
Halloween and summer. That's the way we like it, right?
I guess, sure.
So there's been a lot of good stuff.
Do you like the new Jason Freeney? It's like wood and bronze. She has my eyes. It's like brick mama holding brick baby.
Yeah, it's interesting. Interesting.
Interesting.
What do you guys think? Okay then.
Crickets.
I don't know. I mean, like,
Oh,
what's up?
so scroll down to the one that there's a piece that's coming out that's pretty exciting by someone who sent us something in a mail call a while ago. So scroll down. I think he did. Scroll down to the Method Man one. Do you see that?
The Method Man, this guy?
It's like fiery orange. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's by Concrete Jungle. Didn't he
Oh,
send
that's
us one
cool.
of his things ages ago?
Possibly,
I
I
think he
think
did.
so.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, this one's pretty neat because it has, it's a Wu-Tang Clan member and he has 4 different heads, which is kind of neat. I think it's just really well
wow.
done.
Oh wow, yeah. Bro, is that Travis Scott? That right there, the top comment.
By Dr. Big Tits.
Oh
Oh
god.
God. Hi.
All right.
Shout out to Dr. Big Tits.
I think this is where we call it. So
Are we doing this next week? Like, are we back on a pattern now?
I think so. I think we're gonna try to do this again like weekly.
Okay.
Right?
I mean, just for our guests to know, like, when they can tune in.
yeah.
So they-
We're gonna announce it hopefully more ahead of time so all 12 people can come early.
I mean, maybe they can bring their friends and we can have
Oh,
14
That
people.
would be nice.
Yeah.
That would be cool. So,
you just insinuated that our audience only has 2 collective friends, but
That's more than I
We
have.
love, by the way, we love all 12 of you.
we do. We love all 12 of you and both of your friends.
yep, we do.
Especially
All right,
your friends.
guys. Well, thank you so much for joining us for another episode of Toy Geeks Live Behind Our Desks. Don't forget to like, don't forget to share, don't forget to follow us on YouTube. That way you will get notified when we start going live and things like that. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram, where we are at Toy Geeks BTC. Behind the counter. That's
it stands for Bitcoin.
Bitcoin. No.
Please send us some.
Anyway, guys, thank you again for joining us, and we will see you next time. Bye, everyone.
Thank you, guys.
Da-da-da.